The goal of it is to basically get these kids to become leaders, to learn how to become a leader, but also to learn how to lead yourself, right? And learn how to love yourself. And all the things that Rehan and I are very passionate about with teenagers is to love themselves, to find their power and all that. And it's through this program that lives are literally changed.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Teen Talks. Today, we are talking about the Global Youth Leadership Summit, also known as GYLS. This is an event that happens every single year, and Susan and I actually had the privilege of attending the event. And this is Susan's third time in a row, I think, attending it.
Third
And this
time.
is my first time as a leader, I would say. I'd gone as a participant, but before we get into all of that stuff, why don't we kind of explain to you what it is and what GYLS is? Susan, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, so we call it GYLS, or some of the ones who've been there a long time call it GILS. But
Gills.
it is for teenagers who are ages 14 to 17,
Hmm.
and the actual summit happens once a year. There are about 300 kids each time. This one we might have had a little bit more than that. I
Yeah,
think 350.
yeah,
And about 80 volunteers. That's us. We were captains, we were volunteers. And it is the program for the kids is 5 nights, basically 6 days
yeah,
of coming to the university campus in San Diego. This year it was at USD, so private school, beautiful. Last year it was at UCSD, public school, beautiful. Kids actually live in the dorms for
yeah.
the entire time, and everything is run on the campus. And captains, that's us, the volunteers, majority of them are also in the dorms with the kids the entire time, which for me is, ooh, it's draining but exciting,
Yeah,
right?
it's so interesting. Like the days are so long. Like you're waking up maybe at like 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, and you're going to sleep at like midnight. You're getting
Mm.
very minimal sleep. And you're doing so much throughout the day, and we'll get into that. But you're just running on this adrenaline and this energy that is created by the environment, which is really cool. And I know it is tough sometimes, like when you're like in these dorms with all these like kids and stuff, and they can be crazy and everything. I was very lucky though, I did have my own room. I was like alone in my room, which was really
And I
nice, I know.
didn't. Why is this? I'm the old lady in the group, and I had to be in a room with two other captains, and I was on the top bunk. How
Oh,
wrong is that? He gets his own room. Ugh.
yeah. I was
Put that
lucky. I
in the
don't know what
comments, so
happened.
that shouldn't happen. The old lady gets it first. The old lady gets the room.
That's so funny. But I mean, honestly, it was such an incredible experience. It was such a blessing to actually go there and serve and be a part of that environment.
Well,
The event,
what's the goal of it though? It's through
yeah.
the Tony Robbins Foundation, which is nonprofit. And the goal of it is to basically get these kids to become leaders, right? To learn how to become a leader, but also to learn how to lead yourself,
Mm,
right? And learn how to love yourself. And
yeah.
all the things that Rehan and I are very passionate about with teenagers is to love themselves, to find their power and all that. And it's through this program that lives are literally changed.
Yeah.
And the participants come from all over the world.
Hmm.
So some are sponsored. So we had sponsored group from Cambodia.
Hmm.
We had from the Boys and Girls Club in the United States from different ones.
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya, Ethiopia as well.
Mhm.
So like from really from all over, like there are kids who were sponsored. Then you have like other participants who just like come, who maybe have heard of it online, or their parents have been in like the Tony Robbins world and have participated in some of his events, like UPW or whatever. We're coming
Mhm.
from all over, like Australia, New Zealand, France, Italy, Germany, all the states of the United States, Canada, like from all over the world, people are
Yeah.
coming from the UK, from England, from Ireland, like it is such a cool environment where you're just meeting people from all over. I'm even pretty sure, like, even India and, like, there's just
Yeah,
so much
there's so many.
diversity, right?
Hmm.
And it is an environment that is different. I don't think I've experienced anything like it because
Mm-mm.
you have 300 to 400 people, right? Or even more than 400 at this point, 400 people from all over the world coming together, and it's all about becoming better people and stepping
Yeah,
into a better version of ourselves. Like that's
exactly.
literally what this whole event is about. And there are speakers who are like incredibly
Incredible.
cool. Yeah, they're
Incredibly
so
cool.
cool. Incredibly cool speakers like to name drop like Marlon Smith, who is just amazing. He pretty much like he runs the event. There's Kathy Buckley, who is a comedian, and her story is so inspiring. And then sometimes I'll bring like, these other guests on and guest speakers and stuff. And there was
Jerry
like this young
Lindley.
Siri Lindley. There was a young guy who even came on and he was talking about what he has done and things that he's created to like just help with the environment and the world. Like it's just so like so inspiring. It's really, really such an
Felix
inspiring
Lynn,
thing.
who's done this now with Marlon for, I don't know, 20 something
Years.
years
Yeah,
since the
years.
beginning of it, does is an amazing, they're the head of it. They're the ones who lead the kids the entire time when we're in the learning environment,
Yeah,
not the other time. And they just come every year with this energy and this love and these skills that they give to these kids, and they connect
yeah,
so well with them, which is
yeah,
so beautiful to see. It's not
yeah.
always easy to connect with a whole 300 something teenagers.
No, it's not.
Takes
And
skills.
And it's thanks to all of that, right? And also the activities, like the things that they learn throughout the event and also the activities that they do. These kids experience real transformation. Like it is so real to the point where you'll meet someone on the first day, you'll see what they're like, they'll barely talk to you, their head will be down.
Hmm.
Um, you know, they'll be so quiet when they speak to you. And then on the last day when they're leaving, they're just full of energy and emotion and they're like loud and they're just excited about life. And it's such an incredible transformation. It's such an incredible thing to see and to witness and to be a part of. Um,
And
I
they
do
come out of it
remember,
with a more of a servant heart too, because
ooh,
they just want to help each other. They just want
mm,
to, how can I help? How can I lift you up? It's just an amazing thing to watch. They're no longer concerned about themselves. It's
yeah,
more about outward focus. Like, I am going to change. I don't care about me. I'm thinking about me constantly. Me. It's outward focus, which is way different than I've seen in any other environment to happen in that fast.
yeah. It almost reminds me of like, when you discover more about yourself, then you're able to then think more about others and serve others a little bit better.
Hmm.
I think that's what happens at this event. Like they learn so much about who they are and who they can be.
Hmm.
And then they're able to just use that to then just give to others,
Yeah.
right? Do you have any like specific stories, Susan, of like things that you witnessed of like transformation or like things that some of the teenagers went through that was like, wow, this is like real transformation and it was so like
Yeah.
clear to you?
I had one girl that was in my, so what happens is we have a smaller team that's with us. They're called the home team, and they're the ones that we spend the evenings with, and
Hmm.
the morning breakfast, because they're the ones we're sleeping with in the dorms. That's our home team. Then you have a
Hmm.
big team, the away team, and that's usually 30 something kids or so, with a bunch of leaders and a senior leader, or not senior leader, what do they call them? I don't know.
Team captain,
Trainer.
team leader, yeah.
Yeah, that they do all these activities with. So I had in my group this one girl who we connected with over our geographical closeness, because I'm near Seattle and this whole event's in San Diego. I'm near Seattle. She is in Victoria, Canada, which literally I can get there in 90 minutes by ferry. And so we connected over that first, but she was just really quiet. And like you said, it was head down, just not really wanting to talk to anybody else, feeling, I could tell she was really awkward. And so, I just tried to like be there next to her, proximity wise, and just like try to get her to talk and things like that. That was the first day. Then the few days going in, I could tell she felt awkward with the other girls because she just felt like she didn't fit in. Her
Yeah.
interests weren't, she wasn't a girly girl, So like girls are doing fingernails polish and all that. That wasn't her deal. She was more into sports, and actually she had amazing interests, more worldly interests, more actually quite interesting. And
Mhm.
so, you wouldn't know that unless you spent the time to talk to her, right? But as the week went on, I just saw this like magical thing start to happen. She started to just, her body would lift up. She would look at people and start a conversation, which she wouldn't before. And then the most amazing thing was, what was it? I think day 4, Kathy Buckley, who is a comedian, took one volunteer from each team to work with them to do a comedy sketch in front of everybody, I think on the last day.
Mhm.
And she volunteered. And I was like, what? You are brave enough to go get up? She goes, well, I think I have a story. Because Kathy said, if you have a story from your life, you can make comedy out of it, which is what Kathy does. And so at the end, she got up there in front of all these kids and she did an amazing comedic sketch based on her father that she lost as a kid. And she ended up admitting that she likes girls. And all of a sudden, after this was over, like the next, oh, I don't know, a dinner or whatever, all these people came to her and just said, "Oh my gosh, you were amazing." And I you were brave enough to come out and say that you like girls. So do I. Or, I have a friend who's like is afraid to say that. You know, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And she went out at the end, she hugged everybody in our group. She was so on fire,
Mm.
and it was just beautiful, absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. And that's just one story out of all
Mm.
those.
Wow.
So many others I could say, but that
Wow.
one was deep for me.
Yeah. It allows people to be more authentic, I feel,
Hmm.
right? Um, and I think for me at least, it really reinforced this something that I know inside, but it really reinforced this idea that the personal development stuff, like working on yourself at a young age, is one of the best things that you can do. Like it is so powerful because I feel
Yeah.
like you're gaining so much more time over everyone else when you do that.
Yes.
You know, I'm not saying it's a race or anything like, oh, we're trying to get to this, end
No, but you
result
have a lot
fast.
of life left.
You have so much life, and it's like, okay, if you have this life to live, why not live it to the fullest, right? And if you want to unlock that potential, then it's like you need to do this stuff. You have to go through it. You have to understand more about yourself and step into that better version of yourself and just understand these little concepts and strategies and tools that are within this whole sort of umbrella of personal development and self-improvement. And like it is so clear to when you actually see the transformation, it is so clear, right? It is because it's in front of you. You can
Hmm.
see the result. It's not this like bunch of mumbo jumbo that people talk
No,
about and
it's
people say, "Oh, you should do this. It's good. It might help." No, 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 no. This stuff is real. It's real and it works.
yeah. Yeah. And you, as we've talked about long ago, but this is what changed your life because you came
Mhm.
into it at what, 15,
Yeah, I was
14,
15.
15, and you did it for 2 years because you came back as an alumni, but you came
Yeah.
in, it changed your life. So can you go back and go like the first day where so many people are so shy, or there's very few that are really like
Yeah.
not intimidated,
Yeah.
that really, and you were one of those shy ones, correct?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened to you on that first day?
On that
Do you-
first day, I just remember like being completely shut down. Like I was so quiet and I actually felt like I felt very lonely. I felt like I was so secluded from everyone. I didn't feel like I was able to kind of fit in with anyone who was there.
Mhm.
And I think I kept repeating that to myself, like as I was going through the day. And my sister, who had attended, Gills, GYLS, a couple years prior, she had come back as an alumni when I was there for my first year. And if you were to ask her how she felt when when she saw me on that first day, she would have been like, I felt so worried. Like she was worried for me. She was worried because she was like, oh, I don't know if he's having a good time. I don't think he is. He looks like down. Um, so I was actually having like a negative experience, right?
Yeah.
But then as the event went on, like kind of like a flower, I guess, I bloomed. Like that's literally what happened. What was inside of me, what I was suppressing, it came out and fully, like new person. I went from literally on that first day being so shy, scared, anxious, closed-minded to 5 days later, I was named like leader of the week for my team,
Wow.
which is like in
What?
in in 4 days to change that much, it's insane. But what I realized is it's not me changing who I am. I did not change as a person. I just discovered a better version of myself and then
Mhm.
was shown that if I wanted to, I can choose to live that way. And I think once I made that choice, everything in my life has been better for sure. Whether it's my confidence, I limit my self doubt, my beliefs, like the beliefs that I have about myself, my inner dialogue, the thoughts that I have, the
Mhm.
conversations that I have with myself, my overall way of just being who I am to and with other people,
Yeah.
everything, everything just changed, through this event. And once I did the event, then I wanted to do more. I wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to develop it even more, my personal development. I wanted to figure more out about my brain, how all these tools can literally help me thrive in life. And it's just been such a fun journey ever since. It has been
And
so
I
much
think
fun.
yes, and I mean, obviously, this you all know who've listened to Teen Talks for a long time now, that I didn't find all these tools until I was only about 3.5 years ago.
Mm,
It's entirely changed my life. Now, imagine I did it when Rehan did. I'm so jealous of him and all these kids because they have these tools and they have a whole life ahead of them. I have a fraction,
yeah.
but I'm going to make that fraction strong.
Mm,
And the thing is, too, is that we connected with so many people where now we have a similar language.
mm,
We have met people all over the world and we're still connecting with them. As far as the volunteers go, uh, we've made so many connections that are
yeah.
so rich. In fact, we're going to bring some of them on here as guests because there's the people that choose to spend literally, we have to go a day before to
Hmm.
get training and everything, to choose to spend literally 7 days and 6 nights away from everything, totally focused on this, sleeping in dorm rooms in a single twin bed and having to use the bathroom down the hall. Yeah. And eating college university food. Uh it, it is a big sacrifice. But why do the volunteers keep coming back and coming back, coming back? It's because of the connections you make that will last a lifetime. And the every time you do it, the service you do for the kids, you see the transformation, but you also get that transformation again in yourself
Hmm.
because when you go back to the regular world, the world we all live in, most people don't understand this.
Yeah.
No, most people just life is whatever happens to them.
Hmm.
Most people don't know that life can happen for them,
Yeah.
and they think they don't have a choice,
Mm,
but they do.
yeah.
And these kids learn that they have a choice to live the life they want,
Yeah.
not the life that their environment has put them in.
Yeah.
And that is the key,
It is.
right?
Hmm.
That is the
Yeah.
key. And that's why
It's
it's so, so valuable.
yeah, it's and like we could go on about it. We could go on and on and on about it. But we'll probably add like a video, like a recap video to even give you an idea of what it feels
Yeah.
like during the
Yeah,
event. I
let's
think
do that.
that would be good because there are some on YouTube that have come out from like previous years. We might even put maybe we'll do like
Let's put our
one
year.
of the years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I know that we'll play a game actually. I want you to click on the video in the description. I want you to try and recognize, because I know I'll be in one of them, and then maybe Susan will be in them. But I know that the
He's a little
2017,
taller, so he stands out a little more than I do.
yeah,
Plus, the funny thing is too is that we've mentioned this before, but this was our first time to meet each other in person.
yeah, in person,
So it was so fun we had lots of jobs. Both of us had lots of
yeah,
jobs to do. So we're all around, like running around all over the place, having to do our jobs, and we'd see each other. He was a door greeter, so I got to see him a lot.
yeah,
And it was so much fun because we started playing games. We got a little water gun
yeah.
fight, a few other little things, and uh, it it was fun because we literally got together and I was like, I just looked up because Rayhan's like a foot taller than me.
Oh, that's so funny. But
But
yeah, it was
awesome.
so good. It was so awesome. And yeah, I mean, like you said, we also met so many incredible people, and we're so, so excited to have them on like the next, I don't know how many episodes, but the next chunk of episodes that we're going to be releasing. It's just going to be with these wonderful people that we've met, these incredible guests that we're going to have on. And a lot of them have similar missions. A lot of them are just here because they want to serve.
Mhm.
And it's going to be
And
really
stories they
interesting.
have of their life
Yeah,
stories
that's crazy.
of
Trust us when we
change.
tell you some of these stories are crazy,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be yeah, we're so excited for that because there's a lot of value in those stories too. There's a lot of value in what these people have to share and what they do as well. So we're just incredibly like excited for what's to come with Teen Talks and the guests that we're gonna have. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, I think that's it really.
And you know what? If you want to take your teen on a little bit of a snippet of a journey
Mm,
to what we were talking about and what they do there, we've put together the ABC formula. It's free
yeah,
and you can just download it right now.
yeah,
Just go ahead and download it.
in the
It's in the show
description.
notes.
Hmm.
And that kind of gives a brief overview of how they can get started to change their mindset, to choose and make, and start to move into I can make the difference.
Yeah,
I can be the driver of my life rather than circumstance, environment, the
yeah,
people you hang around with.
yeah.
It's simple. It's free. So why not?
Yeah, and at GYLS, one of the things that kept coming up was like it's good to plant seeds. And what that means
Mm-hmm.
is just kind of like slowly introduce these new concepts to people. And this is a really good way to just plant that seed for your teen
Mm-hmm.
of what is possible, right?
Yeah.
And just plant that seed and you never know how that seed will grow, you know? Like for me, I talked about it kind of like a flower. I was able to bloom. Who knows where that can, take your teen and where that can lead them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some juicy guests on,
Yeah.
which incredible stories for you to hear, incredible value that they're gonna give you
Hmm.
and for your teen. I think we're gonna also do some teen specials with a couple of them who
Yeah.
really, really, really have some amazing ways of helping your teenager. So
Yeah. We're so
yeah.
excited. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, if you like this one, like, subscribe, share, follow, whatever you do. I know all those things, all those things. And we'll see you next week. Okay.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh, double whammy.